Hello, I'm Kyle Bradshaw from Chaparral Motorsports, and welcome to this overview of our 25-inch tire shootout for 2018. We took 21 of our best-selling, most popular tires, mounted them to aluminum wheels, put them on our Kodiak 700, took them out to the field, and put them to the test. This challenge gave us two different sets of results that are very interesting. The first set of results was which tires performed best overall. The second set of results that we got was which tire was best for a specific type of situation. Once out in the field, we took these tires and put them through 5 unique tests. Please take a look at our previous video where we break down each of those tests and tell you exactly how that worked. In a nutshell, we tested how much they could haul or pull without breaking traction. We then shot it up a super steep hill. We then tested braking coming downhill. We then tested braking at top speed. And then we put them through a really nasty mud bog. So here today we're going to talk about the 8 best performing tires overall. That's a category that a lot of you really look for when choosing your next ATV tire. What tires are going to be best in just about everything. We've got 8 tires that are a great choice for you depending on your specific riding style. The other breakout that we got was what tires performed best specific tasks. Which one handles mud best, which one stops best, which one climbs best, and which one is best for overall hauling or hunting type scenarios. Now before we dig into the tire results themselves, let's talk about some of the key takeaways that we had. Even though some of these tires had very similar tread patterns, they performed very differently. A couple of the key takeaways that we found while performing this test was that weight was a big factor. The lightest tires weighed 28 to 31 pounds, and some of them weighed upwards of 45 pounds. That extra mass took a lot for our quad to pull, and that was actually a detrimental thing to some of the tires in this test. 3 other key factors were tread depth, tread design, and overall tire construction. While unloading the truck and setting these tires up, I would have put my money on the Itp Blackwater Evolution tire. This was the tire that had really robust construction. It had super deep, gnarly tread, and I thought it was going to eat up the competition. But in retrospect, it's a good thing I'm not a betting man. That tire really performed poorly in all tests except for one, where it received a 2nd place. As it turns out, the best performing tires were those that were lightweight, had nice deep directional tread patterns that were relatively flexible, and that the tire profile was flatter rather than more round. The Ams Slingshot Xt Tire is just the tire that met all of those criteria. It was the lightest tire. It was 28 pounds for the front and 31 pounds for the rear. Its total overall weight for all 4 tires installed was 118 pounds. Conversely, the Sedona Ripsaw, it had a combined weight of 166 pounds. It was about 50 pounds heavier than the winning tire. It's no wonder that quad could get up and get rolling quicker with that lighter set of tires. Again, it's not something I really would have thought was going to be a big deal breaker, but in this shootout, it tended to be the case. Now let's talk a little bit about scoring. We had to find a way to rate these tires, and we thought the best way to do it was to give the best performing tire in each of these skill tests a score of 1, like first place. The worst performing tire would get a score of 21. That would be last place, if you will. And then all of the other tires kind of fall in respectively. When looking at the set of tires under 50 points, we came up with 8. These 8 tires are the Ams Slingshot, which scored 25 points, the Ocelot P 375, which scored 33 points, the Kenda BearClaw Htr, which scored 35 points, the Kenda Mastodon AT, which scored 36 points, the Ams Swamp Fox, which scored 43 points, the Quadboss QBT 446, which scored 46 points, the Itp Mud Light Xtr at 47 points, and the Sedona Mud Rebel RT. Put quite simply, these 8 tires are going to be phenomenal all-around tires. You could put these on your vehicle and really traverse just about any terrain. Alright, so now let's start at the top and work our way down. The Ams Slingshot Xt is our overall #1 tire. It performed 3rd in the sled pull, 5th place in the hill climb, 13th place with downhill braking, 3rd place for top speed braking, and 1st place for mud traction. Our 2nd place tire, the Ocelot P 375, is a fantastic tire for you if you depend on your vehicle to stop quickly. it performed first place in both of the stopping tests, both downhill and top speed. Now let's talk about its full results. The sled pull, it placed 17th. Hill climb, it placed 12th. Downhill braking, first place. Top speed braking, first place. And for mud traction, it came in second place. Now the Kenda BearClaw Xt. This is a tried and true tire that is probably one of the best selling tires that we sell here at Chaparral Motorsports. The Kenda BearClaw Xt. definitely showed why it's such a popular tire. In 4 of the tests, it performed under 10, and in only one test did it break that 2-digit mark, and it was only an 11. Here are the results. Sled pull, it took 6th. Hill climb, it took 11th place. Downhill braking, 5th place. Top speed braking, 4th place. And in mud traction, it took 9th. Next up is the Kenda Mastodon AT. This tire performed extremely well for both the sled pull and downhill braking, and was pretty mediocre for the rest of the tasks. Take a look. The Kenda Mastodon AT pulled a 2nd place in the sled pull, 8th in the hill climb, 3rd place for downhill braking, 11th place for top speed braking, and 12th place in mud traction. As you can see, some of these tires did really good at some things, and others, they kind of fell short. Our number 5th tire here is the Swamp Fox from Ams. Interestingly enough, this tire was the predecessor to the Slingshot Xt tire that won this challenge. They basically took the information that they gleaned from the Swamp Fox, revised it with new technology, and then they produced a winning tire. Let's get into the numbers. For the sled pull, it took 11th place. Hill climb, 4th place. Top speed braking, 16th place. In downhill braking, it really was in the top 1/3 of the pack at 8th place. And for the mud traction test, it took 4th place. Moving right along, our 6th best performing overall tire is the Quadboss QBT 446. This particular tire was a very well-rounded tire with all of its scores right around the medium range. For the sled pull, it scored 10th. Hill climb, 7th. Downhill braking, 10th. Top speed braking, 8. And for the mud traction test, it performed in 11th place. The 7th place tire here in our 25-inch tire shootout is going to be the Itp Mud Light Xtr. This tire really did perform right there in the middle of the road range with just 2 scores over 10. Sled pull, it scored 7th. Hill climb, it scored 9th. Downhill braking, it scored 6th. Top speed braking, 12th. And for the mud traction test, it scored a 13. Our number 8th best performing tire in the 25-inch tire shootout is going to be the Sedona Mud Rebel RT. This tire performed extremely well in both the mud challenge and the downhill braking. When it came to top speed braking though, this tire scored a 20, which really kind of knocked it down quite a bit, or it would have been much higher up here on the podium. For the sled pull, it took 13th. For the hill climb, 10th. Downhill braking, 2. Top speed braking, 20. And for the mud pit traction, it took 3rd place. And there you have it. Those are the top best performing 8 tires of this 25-inch tire shootout. Again, all these tires did really well overall. They all scored less than 50 points, which puts them at a better position than the other 2/3 of the pack. While all these tires are round, black, and have cool tread patterns, how they perform in the real world situations are very different. Thanks for watching this breakdown of the top 8 best performing tires if you're looking for a do-it-all tire for your ATV or UTV. Please join us for our next episode where we're going to break down each of these areas specifically and give you the top 5 tires for each of these categories. And there you have it. I'm Kyle Bradshaw from Chaparral Motorsports. If you've liked what you've seen today, please hit that like button. And if you'd like to see future episodes into your email inbox, please subscribe. Stay tuned for our next video where we're going to break down specifically the best tires for specific uses. What's the best tire for hauling or pulling? You're going to find out in the upcoming episode. Until next time, take care and ride safe.